Good afternoon. It's Tuesday afternoon. I am now going to talk about the final stress response. So we've talked about fight, flight, or freeze. I think we've talked about fight. We've talked about freeze. So the angry response or the deer in the headlight response. And now I'm going to share the response that's most personal to me, the one that's my pattern that I fall into, and that's the scarper. Run away as fast as you can. So if you're a runner, if you see trouble and you run in the opposite direction, it might be a good thing, but also it might be holding you back from your growth, from living in your fullness. So if you're the sort of person who runs away, today I wanted to share a video that will help you relieve that negative charge, that negative energy, that will calm down your nervous system, allow you to reconnect to your wisdom, as all of these stress responses do. So it's following a similar pattern, but this time, if you remember from my very first video, I talked about how your energy, if you're a runner, if you're in the flight response, it's like a plug hole or a whirlpool. It's where your energy is coming in like a vortex, sinking back into you. It's protecting you, but almost being pulled into your core. And of course, when your energy is tight like this, and it stops you from connecting and communicating with the outside world. It stops you from being expansive because you're retracted and you're kind of brittle. So if that's you, if you run away from things, if you stick your head in the sand and you are unable to confront, well, it might be helpful, but as I've said in my post, in the 21st century, most of the things that we experience as stress are not a life or death situation. We do not need to channel all of our energy into running away. And actually, we can grow and learn, improve our self-worth, our self-confidence, and self-esteem if we actually confront the things we fear. So if you're a flight responder, if that's your pattern, if like me, perhaps you grew up with older siblings who had a very explosive response to stress, and you retreated back and you learnt as a kid that your best option to keep safe and to keep outside of all that stress and all that nasty was to run away, then that might have helped you in the moment, but it is holding you back from your fullness the older you get. So this is a really gentle, incredibly soothing exercise. I am Leonie Morris, energy medicine practitioner and energy psychologist. And I want to share a soothing exercise that will reprogram your pattern, your stress response, so that you no longer feel you need to run away, so that you can tap into your inner strength and resilience and confront, not in an aggressive way, but in a powerful, confident, this is something that I really can face into. I've got this. So if that's something you want more of, then let's try this exercise together. So I'm actually going to shift back in my seat. I'm going to hold on to my legs because this is a response that helps us shift away from fear. So a fear is something that's in our kidney and gallbladder meridians. And actually by reaching across, I am on the meridian of the triple warmer, which is it's the meridian, the energy channel that stimulates our fight, flight, or freeze response. So we're calming our triple warmer and we're crossing a vital anchor point on our knees, which is in our bladder meridian, which is where a lot of our fear response is coming from. And bladder is related to our central nervous system. So when your bladder meridian is giving you your energy body and your physical body signals that I'm not safe, that's what kind of has your energy swirling inwards to protect your inner core. As I've said, that's not necessary. So this is called blowing out the flame. If you can only get as far as this, that's absolutely fine. Or if the bigger, tighter hug is really comforting to your central nervous system. And you can see I'm already moving into a rocking motion. So that rocking motion is what you do to a baby to calm and to soothe. This is going to release the tension from your central nervous system and take you into a space of deep inner calm. So just rock, breathing in through your nose and breathing out audibly through your mouth. And I want you to imagine that you're blowing out a flame. So we're going to change the vocal sound when you expel that air to you can do a big rock in line with your breathing, or more like me, more of a regular rock, or a more frequent rock, I should say. And as you're blowing out, if you consciously focus on expelling a longer breath of air on the out breath, as you do that, you've got more chance of emptying your lungs and your diaphragm completely of air, which means on the intake, you are taking more fresh breath in, and you are expelling that feeling of I'm not safe to, I'm fearful. So on the out breath, I let go of fear. On the in breath, you can consciously think, I'm safe. And just imagine you're blowing out that fear of the flame of fear. And the more you do this exercise, the more you'll feel that you're dropping into your inner sanctuary. You'll feel more peaceful, more serene, and you won't need to be in your head. It drops you out of this space of mental chaos, swirling thoughts, and allows you to reconnect with your wisdom so that you're much more able to confront whatever stressful situation you're in. And I love this, particularly if you're fearful of your immense to-do list, if you're feeling overwhelmed, just sit and rock. And blow out that flame. And as you do so, you'll feel much more able to cope with your day. So try that whenever you feel like running away from your fears and your worries. And I promise you'll start to reprogram your stress response, reprogram your thinking, and you can let go of old patterns that don't serve and shift into a kind of, I call it a more adult way of facing into your fears. So please try that and let me know how you get on. I've seen that a lot of people are watching these videos, which is fantastic. I haven't yet had too much by way of response, and it really helps me to learn what I can talk about next. So if you're watching this and this has helped you, please let me know. Or if there are other things that you've got questions on or you'd like to know more about, then please let me know and I can start my next series. Thank you so much for listening. Take care.